North Korea can no longer use nuclear blackmail following new UN sanctions. North Korea will be unable to use nuclear blackmail as revenge on the UN's latest sanctions, Dr. Skinner said. Pyongyang attempted to fight back after the United Nations Security Council imposed tough new sanctions on the hermit nation following its continued missile testing. The resolution seeks to ban nearly 90% of refined petroleum product exports to North Korea, a resolution which North Korea labeled an act of war. Speaking to Fox News, Ms. Skinner said, North Korea is out of options in terms of retaliation because it attempts to play nuclear blackmail. The problem with using that type of lack of diplomacy, if you will, is that you have no other options below. So, what can it do to the world but threaten some kind of nuclear maneuver that would immediately hurt the Chinese, of which it is attached to territorially? I think that's just really rhetoric and desperation. In a statement responding to the sanctions, the North Korea Foreign Ministry said, "We define this sanctions resolution rigged up by the U.S. and its followers as a grave infringement upon the sovereignty of our republic, as an act of war violating peace and stability in the Korean peninsula and the region, and categorically reject the resolution." North Korea's nuclear weapons are a self-defensive deterrence not in contradiction of international law. We will further consolidate our self-defensive nuclear deterrence aimed at fundamentally eradicating the U.S. nuclear threats, blackmail and hostile moves by establishing the practical balance of force with the U.S. Following